ban those particular kinds of people who may or may not have certain quote-unquote diseases that would cause them to have traffic accidents. So Russia, being quick on the uptake, figured out who these people were, what this disease was, and decided to ban it unequivocally. And I believe they got a unanimous vote on this one when they passed this law that bans gay and transgendered people in Russia from receiving...
From driving?
Yes, from driving, because they have a disease, you see. And the disease is homosexuality. And this includes cross-dressers as well. So if you cross-dress, you have this disease. And this disease causes a huge spike in traffic accidents. So yes, they have solved the problem. So yay, Russia.
You know, I thought it was just that I was a woman that made me a bad driver. That's news for me. I didn't know that it was actually my gayness that did it. Huh, go figure.
If you had, and they're not really calling it transgendered person, it's really a personality and behavior disorder, which is obviously pathological.
Well, my favorite part about this personality and behavior disorders, it references a section of International Classification of Diseases, which also includes pathological gambling and fetishism. So, you know, if you're into, like, the whole 50 Shades of Grey thing, apparently you're not supposed to be driving. That makes you a bad driver.
I mean, unless you're the kind of cross-dresser who is cross-dressing while driving, I don't understand what the big deal is. Or, but gay people, like, what? Is it because you're checking out someone of the same sex and you get distracted and get into an accident? I don't know. And like, what study? Like, I don't understand what kind of study you could possibly do. Who did you quiz to come up with? Yes, gay people are causing accidents.
What worries me the most about this is that the classification of diseases that they got this from is from the World Health Organization. And I'm thinking, how did the WHO decide that cross-dressing and gender identity was something that was classified as a behavioral disease?
Especially since I would assume that they're supposed to be the sorts of people that pro-gay activists would go to in order to assist them with their pro-gay agenda. Like, you would want to go to the World Health Organization in order for them to provide whatever. But they're just like polls, where a poll will be for you or against you, depending on, you know, what information you're looking for. So clearly the World Health Organization is just a conglomeration of weird and sometimes accurate information. Not all the time, sometimes.
Seems like it.
You just can't trust them anymore.
Yeah.
Those damn gays and their driving. Well, don't drive gay. You won't have an accident. That's all I'm saying.
Right? I'm not sure how one drives gay. Does it involve, like, women wearing lots of flannel or men driving with their pinkies up?
No, I'm just trying to pass along a public service announcement. No driving gay or transgendered, and this world will be a safer place for our children and our children's children.
You don't drive, do you?
No, I don't, so...
See, there you go.
Yeah.
So you're making the world a safer place just by not driving.
Exactly.
However, you're making the world a horribly dangerous place because I drive all over the place.
There
and
you
I'm also causing global warming. My carbon footprint is huge. I'm a terrible person.
Well, that goes without saying. Just remember that you said it. I'm just agreeing with you. Okay, so let's go on to what's been one of the bigger stories of the week. And it's been actually quite interesting to hear the left-wing media try to play this down. Like it's not going to be a historic moment, and like no one will be talking about this tomorrow, and we need to move on and get over it because there are more important things going on in the world. Okay, obviously I'm talking about the most historic moment in Paris where 40 world leaders, and not just any world leaders, these were 40 world leaders who, on a normal, everyday basis, you would not catch in the same 100-foot radius, let alone linking arms. Okay? Like, these were the enemies of enemies who happened to all come together for a moment of unity that you will never see and has never happened in the history of the world. There has never been a moment where you've got 40 world leaders of this capacity, of this size, of this magnitude, of this popularity and unpopularity together in one place. But the fact that the president
mostly because their bodyguards won't let them be seen together.
Right, but just because the president and the vice president weren't there, people need to relax and get over it. It's not a big deal. Actually, it is, because now in the history books, when people talk about this moment, it will forever be remembered that the United States chose not to make an appearance at all.
And you know what else will be remembered completely? Is that several days later, John Kerry showed up to give Paris a hug instead of, showing up for the event itself.
Well, he was too busy, wherever the hell he was. I actually don't know where John Kerry was. And as far as I know, the White House press secretary has still not gotten back to the journalist who asked him where the president was on that very Sunday. And I believe Joe Biden was somewhere trying to kiss up on some young chick. So I don't know where our world leaders were. And I'm sorry, normal. But Eric Holder, who has resigned and has not been replaced yet, is not a good enough substitution for anyone. And the fact that he was there and then did not even go to the event is even more insulting. Like, if you were going to be there and then not go to the event, what the hell did you go there for in the first place? Because anyone he was going to meet or met with, guess what? They were too busy at the event. So I don't understand what the heck was he there for.
He had, food poisoning. He only went for the croissants. No.
It's just really, really disgusting. It really is. And it's a terrible, terrible shame at the way we are behaving.
It really is, yeah. Oh, but, we probably do know where Kerry was, though. He was clearly somewhere tracking down a musician from the 70s that nobody thought was relevant in 20 years in order to drag him to Paris to have him sing a little song to a bunch of people. Because, we're all great friends, and all you have to do is call on me and I'll be there, except, right after an international incident.
I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
Did John Kerry resign? I think he should. Is he the next to go?
I think he should resign. He hasn't done it yet, but he should.
Although the only thing that worries me whenever someone resigns in this cabinet is who that person will be replaced with. I mean, it's great to get rid of the rat, but not if we're going to end up getting a bigger rat. So it worries me.
That is true. Very true.
I mean, we went from Hillary Clinton to John Kerry. Who the heck would be better?
I'm trying to think. Who else could we possibly put in would be worse for this job?
Don't give the president any
criminal record.
Don't give the president any ideas, okay? Because Lord knows he's got a list ready just in case. Although it is a bit worrisome to me that we have not gotten an attorney general yet. Like, he resigned how long ago, and he's still on the job? What is the issue?
Right. Well, that's my real question here: is how do they not get somebody approved in the last Congress? I'm really wondering why they didn't push that through and get somebody approved before the new Congress took over, because everybody knows it's going to be more difficult to get anybody approved now that we control the House and the Senate.
I'm wondering if they're
testing.
I'm
not sure what they were thinking.
I'm wondering if they're testing us to see just how drone dead America is, to say, well, we're just going to say that he resigned, but we're just going to let him keep his post until the end of the term and see if anyone noticed that we never actually replaced him. Like, is that what's going to happen? Like, I don't know.
Okay, you can get your job after resigning. I don't understand. Surely there's a limit to this.
And not only is he still keeping his job, but I feel like he's being more active now than he was when he was on his job.
Well, I guess now there's plausible deniability. If he embarrasses anybody, the president can be like, I don't know what he was doing there. He resigned. I don't have any control over what Eric Holder does anymore.
Clearly, because how can he be going any place representing us if he's no longer in that position? Or apparently he still is.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. It was just very confusing that of all the people in the cabinet, the Attorney General, whose job is to be in the United States doing laws that happen within the United States, was the one who went to Paris.
Instead of our Secretary of State, who's supposed to be handling our foreign policy?
Right.
Yeah, that was a little odd, too. I don't know what they were thinking.
I don't think they were thinking. I don't know.
That's par for the course with this administration. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing.
That's for sure. So, do we want to go over our quick picks, or do we just want to cut this one short and move quickly on to our afterthought show?
Let's just move on. These other two don't really segue well, so...
They don't.
Yeah.
So, we're just going to leave those on the cutting room floor, and we're going to end this show, and we will catch you guys on our afterthought show coming up next.
You've been listening to the Two Conservative Lesbians Show.
Don't forget to share and like our show, which can be found on iHeartRadio, YouTube, Stitcher Radio, Spreaker, and iTunes.
We're also part of the Vigilant Liberty Radio lineup.
Be sure to visit our website at www.twoconservativelesbians.com for more information.
Such as where to find our schmuck wall, access to relevant links for each episode, and the many ways to contact us directly.
Also, check out elementarypolitics.com for even more news, politics, and entertainment coverage from both of us, as well as several talented writers.
The Afterthought Show is coming up next. Till next week, America.